Joey Jordison, Slipknot establishing drummer bites the dust. Matured 46. The previous drummer of U.S. hefty metal band Slipknot, Joey Jordison, has kicked the bucket at 46 years old. In a proclamation, Jordison's family said he died calmly in his rest. They didn't uncover his reason for death, however said his passing had left them with void hearts and sensations of incredible distress. Jordison was one of Slipknot's unique individuals, establishing the band in 1995 alongside percussionist Sean Crayon and bassist Paul Gray. The Gathering delivered an effective self-named debut collection 4 years after the fact. The band proceeded to sell a large number of collections internationally, discover standard U.S. outline achievement and win a Grammy grant. Savage and engaging. Slipknot is most popular for a special forceful music style and wearing loathsomeness style veils while performing. Jordison stayed a piece of the Gathering until 2013. In later years, he uncovered he left subsequent to being determined to have crossover myelitis, a type of numerous sclerosis. Corey Taylor, Slipknot's lead singer, presented dark pictures on his web-based media accounts after information on his demise broke, as did Crayon. Conceived Nathan Jonas Jordison in 1975 in Des Moines, Iowa. Jordison said he was given his first drum pack by his folks matured 8. He grew up playing music and in the long run joined a venture named the Pale Ones out of 1995, which would ultimately become Slipknot. Jordison framed and discovered accomplishment with different groups, including Murder Dolls, and later performed with other notable behaves like Metallica, Korn and Rob Zombie. His demise comes a little more than 10 years after that of individual establishing part Paul Gray, who passed on of a medication glut in 2010. Fans and individual artists offered recognition via online media following information on Jordison's passing. Serj Tankian, from System of a Down, depicted him as an astounding drummer and a phenomenal person. Meet Heffy, frontman of Orlando weighty metal band Trivium, noticed how the late drummer changed the substance of substantial music in the world as far as we might be concerned. His bandmate, drummer Alex Bent, said he was lost for words at the news. To consider him a motivation would be putting it mildly, he composed. Innumerable hours concentrating each move behind the pack. I owe such a great amount to Joey Jordison and would never envision being the place where I am today without his impact. An outright legend who changed the game for drums, yet metal music all in all. Additional famous metal YouTuber Nick Nocturnal. Vocalist lyricist Frank Turner considered Jordison an fantastic performer. 46 is no age. Tear. He posted on the web. Des Moines, Iowa, AP, Joey Jordison, an establishing individual from Slipknot, who drummed for the compelling metal band in its most mainstream period and composed a large number of its most popular tunes, has passed on Monday at age 46, his family said. We are crushed to share the news that Joey Jordison, productive drummer, performer, and craftsman, died calmly in his rest, his family said in an assertion. Joey's passing has left us with void hearts and sensations of indefinable distress. No reason or spot of death was given. Jordison experienced childhood in Des Moines, Iowa, the oldest of 3 youngsters, and started playing drums at age 8. He was at that point a veteran of the city's metal scene when he established the band that would become Slipknot in 1995, alongside percussionist Sean Crayon and bassist Paul Gray. The 3 talked plans and ideas for the band in meetings at the service station where Jordison worked. They would name the gathering after one of their initial melodies. The gathering would become known for its animating, epic live shows, with 9 individuals wearing covers and evil ensembles and making a huge, clearing sound that, as other metal groups of the period, included components of hip jump. Jordison frequently wore a white veil with dark paint drippings and a crown of thistles when he performed. Buzz became through visiting, including show-taking appearances on the Ozfest visit, and the band got through to worldwide prominence with its 1999 self-named collection. That was trailed by the considerably more mainstream 2001 collection Iowa. Slipknot would become one of the groups credited with keeping hard rock alive and indispensable in the last part of the 1990s and mid-2000s. With grit period groups maturing and blurring. Jordison was excused from the band in 2013. He later said it was on the grounds that he had crossover myelitis, a neurological condition that left him unfit to play. His family said there will be a private memorial service. Joey Jordison, founding Slipknot drummer, dead at 46. Joey's passing has left us with void hearts and sensations of unbelievable distress, family composes of performer. Joey Jordison, Slipknot's establishing drummer and co-essayist of a considerable lot of their greatest hits, kicked the bucket on Monday at 46 years old. A rep for his family said he kicked the bucket calmly in his rest yet didn't indicate a reason for death. Joey's demise has left us with void hearts and sensations of incredible distress, peruses an assertion from Jordison's family. To those that knew Joey, comprehended his fast mind, his delicate character, monster heart, and his adoration for everything family and music. The group of Joey have asked that companions, fans, and media naturally regard our requirement for protection and harmony at this staggeringly troublesome time. The family means to hold a private memorial service. Jordison was the engine that kept Slipknot's music running in their initial days. His emotionless presence behind the drum pack and virtuosic drum performances, similar to the one caught in the band's Disaster Pieces film where his riser rose to the sky, made him a most loved part for fans. In the background, Jordison was instrumental to Slipknot's songwriter, and his neck-shaking rhythms and passing metal blast beats were a critical fixing to the band's unexpected achievement. The drummer was playing with a gathering of Des Moines, Iowa metalheads who considered themselves the Pale Ones and later melded when he recommended they change their name to Slipknot in 1995. Inside a couple of years, the band's arrangement extended to 9 individuals who wore horrible veils and combined metal and rap animosity that set them at the vanguard of the new metal blast. Because of consistent visiting and unstable live shows on Ozfest, their 1999 self-named debut went twofold platinum. He remained with the band until 2013, leaving for what he portrayed at the time as individual reasons. A couple of years after the fact, he uncovered a neurological illness that caused his flight. "I got ridiculously wiped out with a terrible infection called crossover myelitis. I lost my legs," he told the crowd at the Metal Hammer Golden Gods Awards in 2016, through NME. "I was unable to play any longer. It was a type of different sclerosis, which I wouldn't wish on my most exceedingly terrible adversary. I got myself back up, and I got myself in the exercise center and I got myself back in screwing treatment to screwing beat this crap." At the time, he said he was rededicating himself to music with another band called Vimic. Notwithstanding Slipknot and Vimic, the productive artist played guitar in the glitz-motivated repulsiveness punk gathering the Murder Dolls, drums with the alt metal gathering Scar the Martyr and outrageous metal supergroup Sinsenum, and pre-Slipknot continues stretches in Mod Ophidius and the Have-Nots. He likewise showed up on Chronicles by Atep, Necrophagia, and Rob Zombie. In 2005, he collected a few supergroups for the venture Roadrunner United, which honored the 25th commemoration of Slipknot's name, Roadrunner. On 5 tracks, he played with dream groups that included individuals from Type O Negative, Deicide, Life of Agony, and King Diamond's band. Nathan Jonas Jordison was brought into the world in Des Moines on April 26, 1975. He grew up close by in the modest community of Waukee, where he got awful grades in school and viewed himself as a loner. He found Kiss and Black Sabbath in the mid-80s and his folks supported his inclinations in music. He began his first band while in grade school. Jordison played guitar with an excellent companion at drums, provoking the artist to switch instruments. His folks astonished him with his own drum unit when he was in 5th grade and he kept on playing with companions. Jordison and the other unique individuals from Slipknot tracked down one another playing Des Moines club circuit, predominantly at a scene called The Runway. By 1996, they had begun destroying covers and had put a demo collection called Mate, Feed, Kill, Rehash, which included a tune called Slipknot that the band later refashioned into the Slipknot collections, Sick. The main cover I had was a unique pale white kabuki veil, Jordison told Revolver. One Halloween, when I was around 8 years of age, I got back home from school and my mom flew around the bend with that cover on in a long robe and terrified the living fuck out of me. It's constantly stayed with me. So I needed to utilize that for my veil. Slipknot's self-named debut turned out in 1999 and gratitude to a space on Ozfest and recordings for the singles Stand By and Bleed and Let It Out. It was affirmed platinum inside a year. I was a night chief at a Sinclair service station from 95 to 97, Jordison disclosed to Rolling Stone in 2001. That is the place where the greater part of Slipknot was considered. I'd get off band practice at around 10, and I'd bring a radio and TV and screwing wrench metal. Member Sean Crayon would descend at about 11:30, and we'd begin plotting things out. He'd split at around 5 a.m., and we'd have this load of thoughts. That is the means by which we did it. Their subsequent collection 2001's Iowa was a much greater achievement, arriving at number 3 on the Billboard 200 as the band moved from Ozfest's second stage to primary stage main events. In any case, not all things be so bright in the background. At the point when we did Iowa, it was an extremely dull time for the band, Jordison told Revolver. A portion of our most grounded and